What's going on, everyone? Angelic Sephiroth here. Hope you guys been enjoying some Starfield. So, gonna be playing some more of it today. And don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube or follow me on Twitch. So, let's get into it. All right, so I have to finish this one, but I can't do it yet because I gotta get my piloting up. So I guess I'm gonna start doing some of these faction ones. And then maybe even some of these ones too. I don't know. We'll see. Delivering devils. Sure, let's do this one.
This is UC Security. Prepare to be scanned for contraband.
Okay.
You're cleared to land. Enjoy your stay at Sidonia.
God, there's a lot of ships around here. Let's land here.
It is interesting to recall that this is where humanity first reached out into the stars.
Huh.
Sidonia. The UC clings to its old ways.
Oh, I forgot I gotta
I
sell
suspect
some
their soul
stuff
system
too.
would be abandoned otherwise.
I should be able to trade here. Pretty sure. Should be some shops. Let me go find some.
You look hurt. Might want to head on over to Reliant. Dr. Flynn will get you patched up.
How's the saying go? Show no mercy.
Oh, I forgot there's a little gravity. No gravity here.
Do you imagine anyone actually enjoys living here? I simply cannot.
UC exchange. What's this?
Hey, friendo. Got any special goods you're willing to part with? Maybe we can make a deal. Hello, welcome to the Sidonia UC Exchange. The best goods, all courtesy of the United Colonies, straight to all of the wonderful UC soldiers, workers, and other citizens. I've got a little of this, a little of that, and maybe a little of some other things you wouldn't expect to find at the UC shop, But that's because I try to provide for everyone here. So, please, browse my stock and let me know what I can get for you, friendo.
You get all your stock directly from the UC.
The UC, my employer, they try to furnish my exchange with plenty, but other planets, they need more, so we need to make do with what we get. But me, I have other ways of getting goods to sell, and so I do. I get a little bit of this and that from here and there, and that is how I provide for you and me. You understand?
Okay.
Take a look.
Yeah, let's see what you got. Nothing I really care about. Oh, I should buy some ammo. better stats. Resources. I probably can't buy anything since I spent most of my money. Hold on, let me equip
Be safe
stuff.
out there.
Let's see. I think I might go with this one to where
Hey, you buy from... Just a reminder,
Yep. Alright, let's sell some of these weapons I have. 20% damage against robots. I think I'm gonna sell that one instead. Yeah, might as well sell this since it's stolen. And I guess I'll sell these too. Sell that, I guess. Oh, shotgun. Cool. I mean, I don't really want to use it, but yeah, might as well sell that. Already have a pistol. Let's... Alright, that should be enough. Alright, let me go buy some more stuff because he's already run out of money. Some of that, I guess. That's... Let's buy some laser ammo. not going to use this gun, to be honest, so might as well sell it. Same with knives. I don't really use melee weapons, to be honest. Might as well just sell it. Okay. So that's these are the resources he has. I'm good with all that.
See you later, friendo.
I suppose that is ours now. Eh?
Looks. Oh, slacks. Flex. What are these things? Oh, helmets. Alright, whatever. Let's go check what we gotta do in here.
Hey, you looking for anything in particular?
Invoices can be collected from the... Oh. Not here for a delivery, are you?
Was told a man named Walker works here.
Worked. Past tense. Dr. Walker hasn't been employed here for some time now. A shame, too. We had such high hopes for Percival. I brought him on myself to do medical and biological consulting around the city. Not the sort of work the Trade Authority traditionally does. But we thought it had the potential to become a whole new type of revenue stream for our branch. I invested no small amount of personal capital into the endeavor. But then he decided to run off after a discipline issue. I presume the miners have him hidden somewhere. Plenty of cracks on this old rock. But at this point, it's probably for the best.
I can try and track him down for you.
That won't be necessary. The Trade Authority isn't interested in employing someone so unreliable. But we would like the money he owes us. If you can convince him to pay his debts, we'd be most grateful.
Just this one time? I am all too aware that once one starts doing favors for the Trade Authority, it can be difficult to stop.
We'll see what I can do. Just tell me where he was last seen.
It is your choice, but be careful. Do not let him talk you into more.
Wonderful.
I suggest paying a visit to the Sixth Circle, what I suppose is technically a bar on the lowest level of the city. If anyone knows where Percival is, the miscreants there would. But I would urge caution. They're not a group known for their hospitality.
Alright, speak to the
This
miners
is a courtesy
at
reminder
the
that
Sixth
despite the
Circle.
low gravity on Mars, a fall into Sidonia's lower level is still likely to result in injury or death. Please exercise caution near balcony edges.
Alright.
Do your part to keep Sidonia graffiti-free.
Broken Spear's upstairs. Go drown yourself there. This bar's for Devil's Vets and their kin.
You see now on Vanguard. Or you might know where Percival Walker is.
Doc Walker? You're barking up the wrong...
You. Why don't you come here and tell me what some Vanguard captain wants?
Get out of my
The
face.
red eyes are some badge of honor, I take it?
Stray topsider wanders into my bar asking after a man like Percival Walker. Raises questions. What do you want with him?
I'm on official Vanguard business still. Need him to look at something.
Is that so? Well, Captain, then you should have no problem answering a few simple questions about the Vanguard, right? Like knowing, for example, what Supra et Ultra means. You remember? Your Vanguard motto?
Oh, crap. Over and above, far below, above and below. What could it be? It's far beyond. What could it be? I'm gonna go with this one.
That's what I thought. You're full of it. Sorry, can't help you. Hello?
Please, lives could be at risk here. Just tell me where I can find him.
Stop. Even if I did know where he was, I'm not telling some stray I don't know from a... Huh. Maybe there is something you can do. Percival's got this debt put on him by the Trade Authority. You make that go away, prove you're a friend of him and the rest of us devils, and... well, I'm always inclined to help a friend.
You said you and Percival were devils. What do you mean?
Red Devils were the meanest Marine unit the UC Navy ever had. Couldn't get in if you hadn't done at least one stint as a Martian Dusty. Made us tough, reliable. It's why they chose us as the handlers for the UC xenoweapons. No other unit could handle that pressure. Percival, though, he wasn't a grunt like all of us. Science officer. Made sure the monsters behaved themselves around the devils, and didn't with everyone else. But it was those monsters that did us in. When the colony war ended and the armistice came down, everything associated with xenoweapons got shelved. Red Devils included. Now... now they're just a memory.
I'll see what I can get rid of the debt.
That's good to hear. Now, you want my opinion? Most straightforward way to take care of this debt would be to just saunter up to the authority and pay him direct, if you've got credits to throw away. Of course, rumor is the Trade Authority keeps all their records and collections files on a central server inside their storeroom. If someone was to break in there and adjust Percival's debt to something a little more reasonable, say a few hundred credits, I'd be happy to cover the costs.
Crossing the Trade Authority could be perilous. There are real stakes here.
Now, what say you get out there and help Dr. Walker?
Maybe a bounty hunter? Come here.
Yeah.
Heard you talking with Lou, so you're going to help Dr. Walker?
Going to try.
Oh, good, good. Percival's a good guy. Listen, I know how you can do it without having to resort to any B&E. Aqueous hematite. Mars is full of it. People think it's just garbage, but Percival and we've been working on some projects in the deep mines. At least when he wasn't slaving away at his Trade Authority contract. But we stumbled on a way to make it useful and profitable. You give our research over to Octai at the Trade Authority, it should more than cover Percival's debt. That guy's always looking for an angle.
Sounds pleasantly easy.
Yeah, it does. It would be. There's just one issue. We were never able to finish the research. Spacers moved in and ran us out. Started setting up shop.
Oh, I know what comes next.
But if you can clear them out, I can walk you through how to finish the research. Then you can give it over to the Trade Authority. They'll get folks working in the deep mines again. Jobs come back, I become a modern-day folk hero. Then I don't have to sleep on an inflated spacesuit anymore.
Fine. Just tell me where this mine is.
Oh, yeah. So access to the deep mines can be found outside the city. It's not far. Shouldn't even need to hop back in your ship. We'd set up right near the main drill. Taking out the spacer leader should get the message across to the rest of them to buzz off. Once you've managed that, phone up here on the comms panel, and I can walk you through finishing the research.
Alright, let's do that.
Be advised to secure loose articles and find stable ground or remain seated. In the event of
I don't mind ever killing some spacers.
detonation occurs in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Particle detonation concluded. It is now safe to resume normal activity.
Alright, so we gotta go down this one. It's a little beeping noise. Okay, that was weird.
What does your scanner reveal?
Okay. Man in mind. Far above 700 meters. Okay.
Always worth checking. Never know what you...
Alright, what else we got here? I forgot to equip a grenade. I was trying to throw one earlier, but I forgot I didn't equip any. There's not a body. A bunch of ammo. Thank you. Alright. Looks like everything around here. This cave. Or mine, I should say.
Remain alert. Best to assume we have not seen the last of these spacers. If you have the time, I wish to speak to you.
How'd you even see? stuff in here. Okay. Save. That one works. Try this one. That works.
I hope you can succeed at that before we are discovered. I would like a chance to talk to you.
Should I check this guy's body? No, I didn't.
Miners' quarters ahead, perhaps? Filled with more spacers, no doubt. If you have the time, I wish to speak to you.
screwed up something. Try those out. Alright. Go to the next area. Alright,
I have things I wish to discuss with you. When you have time.
this guy's body. Okay. Nothing in there.
Did they have anything of value? I would like a chance to talk to you.
Alright, I think I got everything around here.
trying to take a little too much on? If you have the time, I wish to speak to you.
Let's see.
Hello? Oh, took care of the spacers, huh? Good. Now to finish off the research, you're gonna need to collect a sample of hematite to run through the thresher. Grab a laser cutter and head back to the chamber where you came in. Once you've got a sample, thresher is the big machine in the next room. Passcode to start it is Ares 2330. Take care of all that, and we'll have Percival's name cleared in no time.
Collecting aqueous hematite sample. Okay. Wait, what's this? Culture. Oh man. Oh yeah, there's a save here. Crap. Okay, try this one. Yeah. That doesn't work. That works. Guess I gotta do 2 ones. That works. And then these two should work. Alright. Is there anything like down here? Alright, now I gotta put it in this machine or something.
Password accepted. Initiating analysis. Compound analysis complete. Adding to existing notation. Copy. Process complete. And collect your documentation.
Let's collect data.
All set? Good. You can take the elevator in that room back to the surface. There should be a key stashed in the thresher room, if the spacers didn't make off with it. I'll be waiting at the circle.
Alright, where's the elevator?
suppose the miners who once operated this eventually found safer work?
Oh, okay, here's a door. Only drill waste. Wait, what? This can unlock. What? Well, I guess I'll just go back, because I don't know where else to go. I don't know where this elevator is. Give me a,
Not all of the resources have been stripped out of these caves, it seems.
a waypoint or whatever. There we go. Oh. Emergency kit. Oh, okay. swords. Whatever. Oh, is it Tenato? Is that what it's called? Yeah, let's restore some more health. Let's drop that. And I'll drop this polytech stuff. So I can fast travel instead of having to run all the way back.
Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
Plus, I gotta drop off my ship parts.
If you are free soon, could we talk?
Since I bought some.
Did you need something?
It's under 8, right? Ship parts, yeah. And then resources. Put these away.
Do you need me for something?
I could use you to get out of my way. Oh, thank you.
Always a pleasure, Captain.
Alright, let's go back inside. Also sell some stuff to the Trade Authority again.
Always nice to kick back at the Broken Spear after a long day.
Do your part to keep Sidonia graffiti free.
Talk to this guy, right?
I got a little bit of. Take a look.
That's it.
I know, right? Be safe out there.
A shootout in
I wouldn't call them out on it, but I would definitely file it away.
in the middle of a busy space.
The miners pretty much run the lower levels here.
You've got the slate. Let me see. Reduced joint wear? Oh, increased lifting capacity. A dose of this stuff could make a miner way more efficient. This formula's got to be worth at least as much as whatever Percival owes. Okay, so here's what you do. Tell Octai and the Trade Authority you found a business proposal that will make miners more efficient, higher yield, synergy, you know, all that business crap. And that you'll trade it to him for clearing Percival's debt. You good at doing pitches and stuff like that?
I can give it a whirl, sure.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, and here, a copy of the formula for yourself, in case you ever want to try maximizing your own industrial output.
Thank you.
Use that if you can. Good luck.
Ooh. Jeez. Alright, let's talk to this guy.
Was there something else?
I have a business proposal for you, a lucrative one.
I'm never one to turn away an opportunity, but I'd be curious what you think you've uncovered in the Martian market that others have missed.
A chem made from aqueous hematite. I call it pick-me-up.
Aqueous hematite, iron and wastewater. Well, I'm not surprised no one has proposed something like this before.
And exactly what does this new drug of yours do?
Makes your miners more efficient. I've got data here to prove it.
An interesting proposal, if your data pans out. But where's this hematite coming from? The active mines would be too expensive to retool. The deep mines could be an option, but they're full of spacers, or so I've heard.
I already cleared them out. Cost you a credit to get started.
Well now, that is intriguing. A completely untapped resource pool, and the sort of utility every mining firm in Sidonia would be clamoring to get their hands on. We could contract out all the actual lab work, bring on one of the hungrier mining concerns for materials. The licensing fees alone. And think what it would do for our image with the general populace. This mine, reopened thanks to the Martian Trade Authority. Very interesting indeed. And what do you want for the rights to this drug?
I want you to clear Percival's debt.
Dr. Walker's dead? That's it? Consider it wiped.
Well, it seems we have a deal then. And here, a finder's fee from the authority. A perfectly reasonable amount for a discovery with this sort of potential. Wouldn't want you feeling shortchanged down the road. We'll just be taking that slate before you have any second thoughts. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
A reduced noise ordinance is in effect every night from 2200 hours until 0500 hours the next morning.
Yeah?
Took care of Percival's debt to the Trade Authority.
Did you now? Fine work. My end of the bargain then, I suppose. He's holed up in the old Red Devils HQ. Place was sealed up tight after the UC shuttered our unit, but we snuck him in the back entrance through the deep mines. Was also going to warn you about spacers down there, but it sounds like you might have already tossed those dregs. Here, the passkey. And I'll let him know there's someone he owes one hell of a thank you on their way down.
Okay. Now I gotta go
You
back
should give that recipe
to
a whirl.
finding him.
Percival's research tends to be pretty simple.
Oh, yeah, of course. After today, I could really use
So I gotta go back to where I was just. That's right. Let's try.
Can we speak for a moment?
I'll speak
Is
when I
something
want to
amiss?
speak to you. Alright. Ready? Where's this guy at? Through here. Shock troop spacesuit. Nice.
This must be the place. Power is still on, at least partially. Shall we see if anyone is home?
Let's go check it out. What's down that way? I'll go check it out. Or is it just a dead end? I can go down there. Whatever.
So you must be the one who got me out of the red with the trade authority. Can't say I don't appreciate it, but I doubt you came all this way just to do me a favor. Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts?
Doctor, I got a tissue sample I need to analyze full workup.
Tissue sample? You came all the way down here for that? Must be some damn important cells. You want to tell me what I'm about to be staring at?
Terramorph cells from a world too young to have one.
A fast-growing terramorph. That is concerning. Who exactly told you to bring this to me?
Adrian Stanton.
Hadrian. She gave you this? If she made you come all the way for this... Let's get inside. I need to see these cells.
Alright.
If you are free soon, could we talk?
Alright,
What
let's
did you
talk.
need?
What do you want?
I have been thinking about what we talked about before. The idea of purpose in one's life. You agreed with me that true purpose can be a driving force in life. I found that comforting, but something has been nagging at me since. I have been single-minded in my pursuits. I have always believed the decisions I made were necessary, that there was no other option. I have sacrificed much to be where I am now. And I'm starting to wonder if it has been worth it.
If it got you here, then it's alright. Then it was right.
Thank you. I have always believed, no, hoped, that is true. I have told you that I am not one to discuss my past. And yet,
Our past shouldn't never define us.
I am not sure I believe that. I promised to provide for my family. That meant working with smugglers to procure supplies we could not acquire any other way. I have spent my adult life away from my home, jumping from one planet to the next, living in dangerous conditions, often surrounded by violence.
Everyone's had their share of hardships.
This is true, but I have only experienced my own. I was convinced from the beginning that it was unwise to let anyone get too close. I had, maybe not quite friends, but people I cared about. Yet there was always a distance I could not reach across. I often find other people complicated and confusing. It seemed easier to not become attached, especially when circumstances meant I might never see them again, with no warning.
We're social creatures. Life is better when we're surrounded by others.
Until now, I have disagreed strongly with that idea. But therein lies my concern. What I am trying to say is that I now wonder whether it has been the right decision to distance myself from others.
I'm here for you if you need me.
I appreciate that more than you know.
Alright. What's this? Some ammo. Okay. That's display.
Gonna ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here. I wasn't expecting guests. Oh, and Lou mentioned how you took care of the debt. Can't say I'm thrilled the Trade Authority got their mitts on the research, but I guess that's the price you pay. Adrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved.
So Hadrian wasn't mistaken. The sample's a concern.
She was disconcertingly correct. Trying a little habit of Adrian's. Which is why, if you wanted to have your film crew jump out and yell surprise, I wouldn't be saddened in the least.
The sample's not fake. I collected it from the Terramorph myself.
Can't just humor an old man, huh? This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst Terramorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinian.
Sounds familiar, yeah.
It was a city wiped completely off the map by Terramorphs. The swarms are so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack, but the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive, either. I don't think it was transported to Tal Ceti. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any Terramorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-Terramorph relations, where big,
sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian. That's not gonna end well for humanity.
The chances for survival, let alone maintaining any kind of functioning society, would be slim indeed.
So you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You want to tell me what your plans are for it now?
Orders are to take you and that analysis to Hadrian. She should be waiting at the Sixth Circle.
The circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
Alright. That's a lift over there. Well, I'm gonna go check some stuff out around here. This is doesn't seem like there's really anything down here, so I'm just gonna take the lift. Yeah.
Any adventure you can fly away from.
Alright.
Stay away from the Sixth Circle unless you're a minor.
Is that really her? Hadrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
You know, that's making yourself any more major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say,
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back. Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. Yeah, I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
Makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble.
Not exactly how I describe the experience. I just do this with a little more gunfire than usual. I usually like on my delivery jobs, but nothing I can manage.
That's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact. So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terramorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the Cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the Cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on two conditions. One, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And two, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us.
If all you need is someone to charm some higher-ups, I'm your gal.
Well, that's about the best news I've had all day. But before you commit, I want to make sure you know the whole story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield as weapons.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became the heart of UC xeno-warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done.
I actually know who you are, and your past well. That's none of my concern.
Oh. Well, that means a lot. It's not something I'm exactly proud of. But it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying Terramorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the Colony War. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the Cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it.
Okay, then let's go talk to this Cabinet.
All right. I'm gonna go get this work up into the Cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
Hello.
Mast would like to join Sidonia in celebrating over 275 years of living on Mars. The United Colonies are proud.
Was that
Deputize, crucible fleet. Guess I'll keep doing you see.
Percival walking through there with you? Oh, glad to see he's still kicking.
The UC Exchange is a great place to buy your weapons. Just make sure to keep them home at all times.
Wait, let me equip that
of the Ryujin family, you can have it all.
You looking for... Hey, friendo. Got any special... Just a reminder... Hey, catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.
Oh, how are you?
Alright, let's get back to my ship.
Find the interior of this ship comforting.
Let's fly away.
This is UC Security. Prepare to be scanned for contraband. And complete.
Alright, I gotta go there. Yes. Or just go over here.
Captain! Over here.
Call me Captain now? Oh, well, Captain Frontier, I forgot.
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
You're a clone of a man? How does that work?
A non-trivial amount of gene editing. Clone, honestly, isn't even really the right term for our relationship, thanks to the amount of donor material that was required to bring me into this world. He and I are different on more than a few levels, but there's no denying the fact we're inextricably linked.
I'm more interested in what this has to do with us addressing the cabinet.
I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
You're not your father if the cabinet doesn't see that. It's their problem, not yours.
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already.
Holding a grudge against where a person comes from that is both ignorant and cruel.
Just the way things are sometimes. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
I don't have any questions, no.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue.
If we can avoid entering that building, I would prefer it. Let us just say I am...
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Hadrian made it clear that addressing this issue required the utmost urgency.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
We need the archival data to find a way to stop a possible Terramorph apocalypse.
That's quite the leap, Captain. Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic, and at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt, the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties. Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
It wiped out a colony that never saw it coming. That's pretty alarming.
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
If there's a chance what happened on Tau Ceti could happen elsewhere, we need to grant the request.
Whatever risks exist, they are outweighed by this imminent threat. I agree. The request should be granted.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I. I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Oh my god.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
Oh no.
Already? Wow.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Alright.
Stop it.
Excuse me. Oh, gotta kill some terramorphs now.
You! The EM rifle, grab it! Now!
That's it. Stop! Now hit him with everything you've got.
We're trying to help you!
Was I supposed to equip this?
Please! I can't stop!
Victory!
Please! No!
Cowards.
Are we good?
Come then, meet your death. And once again, we are triumphant.
Lights out on that one.
You're not going.
I got you.
There we go.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We'd tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Sounds like we need to hustle.
Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Alright, let's go do it. Space 4.
God, no time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and pull some firepower. Let's move.
Spaceport District. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
You might back up. Don't just stand there. Good.
Let's actually get my sword out. Let's
Check your thing! Captain, you're going to be okay. It's not real. Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real. We have to put down that door.
Closer. Closer. Closer now.
Wait, officer?
Of course the United Colonies is paying close attention. Heaven forbid something escaped their notice.
We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, but we're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
you might be looking for some backup. You say the word, we're out there on your 6.
You two have any experience with terramorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here, but we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
Why aren't you watching our backs?
Roger that. We're on you. Someone wants to take us on? Bring it.
Turn on you. Kill them. Kill them first.
All sides! They're all around us! Fall back! Fall back!
For the colonies! Defensive position!
What is this, a new surprise? Let's see how quickly you can die.
It's burned itself. Nice.
You won't be leaving here alive.
Target down. Nice work, Captain.
Alright. Took care of that one.
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place.
You all had held the line. You're the heroes here, not us.
Certainly doesn't feel like it.
I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Let's go back. So let me heal up.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes. That is all.
Oh wait, while I'm at it, why don't I steal some money? this works. This one. Might as well take it. Free money. Okay, that one doesn't work. That could work. See if this one works. Yeah. That one doesn't work. That could work. Oops. That and that. Hey, this one. Alright, yeah, that kind of works. That works. This one. Okay. That works. That works. This down here.
How quickly can you get that done?
Nope. This one. Guess it's these two. These two. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That works. That works. Alright. Mass district. Here we go. Alright, I gotta go back up here. Yep.
Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, there you are. I believe we have some things we should discuss. Captain? Hadrian? It would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today, as well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Agreed, thank you.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the Cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
If you're sure that's the wisest course of action.
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
You can count on me, man.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
The next time Terramorphs rear their ugly heads, the UC is going to be ready.
I'm gonna go check in with Chief
correct that.
Engineer Kulkarni. Start getting a plan together for that.
Alright.
Chief Yassine, these orders. A Vanguard captain. You... Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require. That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the Cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the Terramorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
They're the repositories for all the banned data from the colony war.
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes.
Okay.
Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
No problem. I'm just gonna need some electrodes, a tooth extract, and some sodium pentothal. Sure.
Very funny. This is going to be hard enough already. Both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate. And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative. But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varoon?
Let's go Freestar Collective.
Ah, the good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
It sounds as though I will enjoy this.
Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her. Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support. And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
Alright, tell me about these other tools then.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze. UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage. But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell. So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen. Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you.
That's all the info I need for the moment on Ambassador Radcliffe.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up, you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise. And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
Oh, thank you. Tell me about Ambassador Balmore of House Varoon.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varoon retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varoon thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
I'm sure he can be reasoned with. House Varoon are people just like us.
Yes, just like us. How magnanimous of you.
Of course. But there is another wrinkle. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting. Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
I'll track him down.
I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there. Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind.
Be smart out there, Captain.
Alrighty. Go talk to these people.
Hey.
Let's see where I have to go. Alright. Acquire Freestar Collective archival code.
By the way, Captain.
I asked my boss what they're doing to stop the new alien attacks on the city.
I'm sorry, but I need sign-off from the Interstellar Affairs office before I can set foot in there.
You gotta be kidding me. It's plumbing. If you have a maintenance request, just get it in the system. We'll be there eventually.
Oh, working at the embassies is always a nightmare.
If
But
you have
can't
an
beat
appointment,
the pay rate.
they'll check you at the door.
I cannot help but notice that the Colony War Memorial is in direct line of sight of this embassy. I suspect that was very much intentional.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby of...
I wonder how many times one side or the other has threatened to close this embassy down over the years.
More than one? All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here? I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
I'm here on the behalf of the United Colonies. We need the Freestar Collective's help.
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants Terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
You heard correctly. Need access to the archives.
I was afraid of that. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go?
Alright, let's try
You
persuade.
really gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance. One to convince me. Understood.
Thank you, Professor. Just hear me out.
I'm listening.
We're only asking for the Terramorph data for the archives, nothing more.
That's all the UC would need to do some damage.
The UC might have done wrong in the past, but it's been nearly 20 years since the Colonial War.
Less than a generation. Hardly long enough to claim the UC is completely reformed.
Or might be spending today's time not spent fixing that terramorph problem.
Working on borrowed time, aren't we?
City was attacked. How could you do nothing in a situation like that? Are you willing to risk more deaths because that's what you're doing by not helping us?
I suppose you might be right.
Okay.
Easy to lose sight of the big picture sometimes. Well, Captain, you make some good points. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. We will be ensuring the monitors only permit you access to items related to stopping these terramorphs. You go in once, you get everything you need on your trip, and never again. And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. Freestar scientists will watch your people like hawks. So, do we have an agreement?
I think I need to speak to Deputy. Sure.
Excellent. Follow me. They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. It's not supposed to be a long process. It is for emergencies, after all.
Luckily, I was able to persuade her. Now I got to...
Down with the FC!
That's archival code. Okay, this place looks pretty deserted.
This is certainly different than anything else in New Atlantis. decades unsupervised, and it seems this tree has decided it now owns this place.
Local system computer. Let's try that one. Or maybe this one. Maybe this one. No. Let's see. Maybe that one. One of these, maybe. No. Could be that. With this. Okay. That one. Can't be that. Dude.
Spoils of victory. Hopefully they amount to something.
That's it for that.
cannot beat me.
Any more turrets?
Me?
Winner takes all is the phrase, is it not? If you have the time, I wish to speak to you.
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss.
You wait here. I'm in that chance.
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Eh? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly?
Spaceport is in rough shape, but not much else was damaged.
Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On terror morphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly?
Correct. We're going to use the data in the archives to better understand and stop these attacks.
The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
You have my word. I will make sure it's used for good.
You have mine as well, for what that is worth.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me.
I have things I wish to discuss with you, when you have time.
Let's hope it still works. And there. Let it be used for good.
Alright. Let's get out of here. Do I have to talk to me?
I will not have House Varun be known only for slaughter.
So why did the rest of the embassy staff leave? Where did they go?
The affairs of House Varun are our own. They left. That is all there is to be said on the subject.
Where's the computer? Okay, just a bunch of logs.
I would like a chance to talk to you, if you are able.
I guess I gotta go back the way I came.
Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement.
Code pieces from House Vernon and the Free Star collected and ready to be deployed.
So the old man was still lurking around in there. Fine work, Captain. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
We'll see.
Howdy.
Let's go here, I guess. Let's see, where do I gotta go? Forte Artemis Archives. Okay.
On the record?
Let me get a quick save in. I haven't saved in a bit. Alright, let's see what they gotta do here.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules. Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin. All codes verified. Unlocking. You may proceed, Captain.
have a nice day now.
Yes? What?
There you are. Captain, Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Captain, if you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
Time for us to start getting some real answers. And figure out if we've been asking the right questions.
Alright.
So whenever you're ready.
Major may take possession of the Terramorph data.
Acknowledged and accepted, Captain. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
Alright, lead the way.
Excuse me.
Oh, I guess we're going up here. Okay. Or take the elevator. Or this door.
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies?
I'm ready.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen?
I will.
Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation.
We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property.
Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position.
Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name.
So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms?
I'll take it to my grave.
Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Thank you for the money. Okay. So I gotta go.
If you are free soon, could we talk? You have my attention. Are we at all surprised that the UC has such a massive space dedicated to secrets? If you are free soon, could we talk?
Alright.
I will wait. You go on.
Okay.
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat. President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get. Which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am?
Given the amount of security, I'd say it's someone pretty important or dangerous.
Perceptive. I like that. I'm Francois Sanon. But most know me as Victus. I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed for my crimes. But the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard. So they put me here. A sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies.
So what did you do?
To warrant my execution. The official charges I faced after the war were twofold. The first was the destruction of civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne, a battle during which those civilian ships were actively attacking my fleet. The other was ordering the bombing of the Londinian spaceport to halt the spread of the Terramorph outbreak there. The city and its citizens were lost, but countless others likely saved. And for doing what was right, I was put on trial, and my life irrevocably changed.
My god, the UC has been lying all this time.
Captain, please. There are no clean hands in galactic politics. We all do what we must to keep ourselves safe. Which, right now, means finding a way to protect the United Colonies and beyond from additional Terramorph attacks. An effort you and my progeny Hadrian have already made impressive progress on. And I'd like to help. Though I am curious. Has she shared with you the nature of our little family?
She told me she's your clone, yes.
Did she? So willing to trust Hadrian. I never did succeed in driving that out of her. Our relationship has always been a challenging one. The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established, and was given all the finest training to support it. And she excelled. But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed even more crucial work in front of the two of you. And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do.
Fine, I'm listening.
After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams. Helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the Colony War. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with.
Go on.
There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlaise. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colony's more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the colony war ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with him, however you're able. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know.
Consider him dust.
Good. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria, Wolf System. There's a star station in the vicinity, the Den. The head of the local vanguard, one Captain Marquez, should be able to help you find our man.
Okay.
Identity verified. You may proceed to the exit.
I have something I wanted to say. But I confess I am afraid of how you will react.
Nothing would change my opinion of you.
I am reluctant to put that to the test. But it is necessary that we are honest with each other. I know that you said you prefer to be surrounded by others, unlike me. But Constellation means something to us both. And I must be honest about why. The little I have spoken of my history has been nothing but truth. I worked with smugglers. I have caused my share of pain and suffering. What I have left out, until now, is that all of that was done on behalf of House Varun. My people. My family.
Oh. I thought Husband had vanished.
They have retreated from open relations with the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective, but they still exist. I was born in the great city of Dazra and raised with the teachings of Jinan Varun. I underwent the rite of Krejar when I came of age. I am of the promised, those who know the truth of the Great Serpent and his inevitable return.
That sounds really impressive.
Thank you. I doubt many would see it that way. There is a reason I am only just revealing this now. Several years ago, I intercepted requests from Constellation to access Varun's space, speaking only of exploration. I was sent to infiltrate Constellation, posing as a former smuggler looking for a new purpose in life.
I've always wanted to meet a spy.
I am pleased to have fulfilled that wish for you, I suppose. But certainly not everyone shares that view. Several weeks after I arrived, I attempted to access secure records within Constellation's archives. Vladimir and Sarah were waiting for me.
So if it weren't me, I wouldn't have been caught.
I thought the same. And yet there they were. I was horrified. My failure would be reported to the High Council, and the penalty would be severe.
So you're actually a double agent?
I suppose that is one way of looking at it. Sarah has not asked me much about House Varun. but the information I sent them could be seen as valuable to her. You and I have spent so much time together. It has been increasingly difficult to keep this from you. And I am sorry for that. Telling you this violates so many of the orders I was given, but it was the right thing to do. I can feel that.
You're still just Adrinja? Adrinja, far as I'm concerned.
You have no idea what a relief that is.
Yeah.
Thank you
That's it.
for trusting me.
Alright, whatever. Where do I gotta in here? Oh, here. Okay. Let's talk to her really quick, and then probably go back to my ship, and then I'll probably save it.
Captain, did your meeting go well? I hope it's clear now why we needed you to agree to all the secrecy.
There's an executed war criminal in your basement.
Captain, please, keep your voice down.
The situation with the prisoner is a complex one. A holdover from a different era.
But it's a situation we've been managing as discreetly and humanely as we can for some time now. And the most critical part of that management is making sure no one else learns of it. Do I make myself clear?
I'll keep it to myself.
Good. Because bringing this up to the outside world would create the unfair appearance, Captain, that you're unhinged. And that's not a good look for any of us. Now, was there something in particular you needed to discuss about what we were just discussing?
Prisoner asked me to deal with a Dr. Olays. Figured you and I should discuss this.
Dr. Reginald Orlays? He's finally found him. Of course, killing Orlays is completely out of the question, but bringing him to justice... He's been on the lam for years. That'd be a huge win for the UC.
What's being offered in return?
The location of Hadrian's old research team members.
Really? He found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower if he just gave us that information. Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort to bring the man in alive. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting?
Didn't have anything else to discuss.
Then I'll bid you good day, Captain, and remind you of the importance of discretion.
Alrighty. Alright, let's go here.
Good to be back in our own ship.
Guess I'll take off. Just be in space. Alright, I'll just end it here. Save. Okay, save. Now let's quit. catch everyone in the next one. So, peace.